We are back in the living room. I've got some hot spots to hit. Starting with the TV tray that is right by my couch. This is where my computer screen goes because I still have my good old cracked laptop. There are a few issues here. One is where I go, clutter follows. And yeah, so it seems to follow right by the tray, and I need to figure something different out. The other thing, well, another thing, is that I've had company come over, and the screen is always right in the way if someone is sitting on the love seat. Thus, I need to figure something else out because I'm just not loving this setup. Let's start by getting the trash out of the way at least and finding out what all is down here. Yeah, it's mostly a lot of trash. There's some mail, of course, because there's always mail. I see a few masks. I need to get washed, I guess. There are also a bunch of various cords, so I gotta wrangle those too. Honestly, sometimes that feels like a never-ending process. Something else I'm working on in the living room is where do I put Colt's crate? It's kind of in the way anywhere in the room, so I would like to place it up against a wall, and I'm just trying to figure out which wall to choose. Then there's the cart. I wanted the cart because I wanted something that I could clutter, but still keep the clutter maintained. But again, there's no real good place for the cart either, so I need to figure that out too. And that's what I'll be working on in this video. Now, you might be wondering, how does this stuff end up on the floor? It ends up on the floor because I pile up too high. My sweet clay. I pile stuff too high on the tray itself, and so it just ends up on the ground because, yeah, there's too much. While I wrestle with these cords, let me tell you about the sponsor of today's video, Aura. I know I'm not the only one to learn their private info has been exposed in a data breach. Companies tell us to monitor credit activity, consider credit freezes, and set up fraud alerts from credit bureaus. But let's face it, trying to safeguard our information is a lot of work. And there are so many other things we could be doing with our time. And Colt would prefer that too. That's where Aura comes in. Aura provides a simple solution in one easy-to-use app. Aura sends an alert when your data has been part of a data breach or leaked on the dark web. It gives you fast fraud alerts if anyone tries to use that data to access your accounts, and it removes information from data broker websites so you get less spam. I love less clutter, especially if someone else is doing the work for me. Get your exclusive free trial at aura.com/peelawaytheclutter to experience all the benefits for yourself. With Aura, I can leave the worry behind and focus on decluttering and on spending quality time with these guys. Use the link in the description to get a 14-day free trial to Aura. Thanks again to Aura for sponsoring this video. Let's get back to this mess underneath the tray. We're almost to the floor, people. That's pretty exciting. I'm glad about that. Why do I have some random hangers here? I don't know. Oh dear, it's really odd. And let's be honest, I do need to figure it out so that I can keep that from happening again. With these hot spots, of course, I want to clean them up, but I also want to analyze what went wrong, why it's not working for me. I hang dry a lot of my clothes after I wash them, and my suspicion is that I just grabbed a bunch of hangers because I'll usually set down the clothes on the couch and put them on hangers and then hang them up. I'm guessing that I just had some extra hangers left over and didn't put them anywhere. There's also Colt's fishing toy, which he does seem to enjoy, but it's really every now and then. He doesn't enjoy it generally. He still loves his emoji squeaky toys. Those are his favorites. Not the soft toys. He likes the rubber squeaky ones. I still tend to pile stuff up on my left when I sit down on the couch. I have an idea for that. We'll see. It's all a process, trying to figure out what is going to work for me and what won't. I am 11 months into this decluttering journey, and I kind of thought I'd have more things figured out, at least in the living room. But again, it is all a process. It can be easy to fall into the abyss of what you think it should be at a certain point, but that way lies danger. That way lies backsliding. If you get discouraged, maybe you won't keep trying. You'll just give up. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give up. I've got more peeling to do, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm certainly far ahead of where I was 11 months ago when I had little rabbit trails for the dogs and I to move around this living room. So who cares if I need to do some more refining? Here's something else I've been thinking about lately. I have not been scrapbooking. And the reason for that is I am scared to mess that room up. I'm not sure how to go about living my life and doing my normal things without accumulating clutter around me. That is an idea that is percolating in my head right now, and I'm just going to let it continue to percolate while I think about it. That's how my mind works, and I am just going to keep on letting it work and continue to try and build those maintenance muscles. They are still a work in progress, much like the rest of me. And now I'm trying to sweep under the couch in a backwards sort of fashion, and it's not working that great. So I am going to gear myself up, and I am going to move the couch. I can do it myself. It is not the most fun thing to do in the world, but I just have to push on one side then the other. Are you ready to see how many water bottles are under there? Take a guess, and I will let you know at the end of the video how many. I am also looking for some memory cards. I know there is at least one under here somewhere. And I have a couple of missing tarot cards that I think might be here as well. But we'll see. Welcome to today's awkward angles. Oh, shoot. I should have really set up the camera where it is and then gone down to the other side so it's a little bit less awkward. But it wouldn't be one of my videos without awkward angles, right? So many water bottles. I knew there were a bunch under here. I just was surprised by how many. I did find one memory card as I was scooping up initially. I was not able to fully push forward this couch. I think I must have had something blocking it, and I got rather tired standing there and trying to clean on the wall. So ultimately, I decided, okay, I'm going to push everything back into place and I am going to wait for Lisa to come and help me out. Now, who is Lisa? Lisa and her husband helped me out on the patio when Bonnie came over. They did a bunch of yard work for me, and I'm so grateful for that. But Lisa comes over once every couple of weeks, and she does a lot of the deep cleaning. And this time around, she helped me move the couch so we could both get under it. And she did a lot of cleaning on the wall itself because I had to keep taking sitting breaks. And I should have just brought my chair over here, but wasn't thinking of that. Here is Lisa, and we are going over to move everything, shift it out of the way. You can see my little pile to that one side of the couch. And yes, here we are back getting water bottles, finding more memory cards. I didn't just stop at one. Oddly, I did not find any tarot cards. I swear I am missing a couple from some decks, but who knows? They'll turn up. They'll turn up somewhere, I am sure. Meanwhile, I have some sweeping to do, and Clay and Colt definitely had some new floor space to explore, even if only for now. Little cuties. There were a couple of Colt's emojis that were tucked back there. Oh, love these little guys. I am truly grateful. It means a lot to me to have someone to come over and keep me company and do some deep cleaning, usually in my kitchen and bathroom, which is wonderful. Colt's checking out whatever's on the wall. There were some leaves because my house is pretty old and there is a crack in the windowsill, and there are leaves that come through every year, it seems. I was pretty excited to, well, of course, finish sweeping, but then I wanted to add a vent cover that would shift the air from the vent to the actual room rather than just blowing up into the couch. Unfortunately, when I went to put this on, it doesn't quite fit. I was hoping to shift the air out the front of the couch, and instead, based on the cover that I had, I would have to have shifted it to the side of the couch. Unfortunately, there's a big old couch leg right there, so that really wouldn't work. I am going to look and see if I can find a bigger cover here so that I can move it out of the front. There have got to be ones for different sized vents, right? Although I know there's a fairly standard size of vent nowadays. Well, okay. That didn't work. It's okay. I shall try again. Let's move the couch back into place. Now that the couch is done, at least until I'm able to get a new vent, I'm going to go ahead and do some sweeping. But first, I'm going to shift this out of the way. I'm going to try putting the crate over here where this little end table was. Now I want to share a little story time. After Cupid died, I got a little Ziploc with some of his hair in it. I wasn't sure where I was going to put it, but I just let that percolate in my head along with lots of other things. That's kind of how I roll. Shortly after that, I went to a little shop and I found this box. And I fell in love with the colors and the design on the box. So I bought it and I brought it home, and I thought that the gray matched really well with the living room. So that box is on Cupid's memorial shelf. And that got me thinking too. I have had my old gray curtains since shortly after I moved in here. It took me forever to find ones that I liked that matched my couches, and I thought, maybe it's time to make a change in the living room. Let's switch things up with new curtains inspired by Cupid's box. That sparked a new search for new curtains and the colors to coordinate. Ooh, child, this angle. Oh gosh. I found curtains that I love. They brighten up the room. And every time I look at them, I think about my beautiful boy. What do you think? It really changes the look of the room. And you know how I like pink. Now let's deal with some of these bottles. Yeah, these are from under the couch. Lovely. Oh dear. So I'm just going to go ahead and set up a little space. And then I'm going to dump out the water into a little bin because it's stale water at this point. Any water that's in there are a lot of empty ones as well, but some of them still have water in them. Yeah, I can't believe all of this came from under the couch. Oh dear. I mean, it's good that I'm hydrating, I guess. Longtime viewers may know that I had a small container that I put my water bottles in before they were going outside. It did not end up being a good solution. I'm going to figure something else out that will be in a different video. Now you can see I am emptying the water out, and I'm not just dumping it onto a floor. There is a container down there, which you will see in a bit. I'm just getting all of the bottles ready to go out into the recycling. I've been asked how recycling works where I live. There is a weekly pickup, and so I have separate bins for trash and for recycling, and I just take everything out that I can and will fit, and that's where all of this is going to go. It's always fun to see the boys weaving in and out here. It's much better when I can create clear floor space so they don't have to weave in and out. But, you got to get there somehow. I'm scooping up trash in between the bottles. I've got one bag for each. There are some other pieces, like pieces of mail and scrap paper, I guess, that is from under the couch as well. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure that I get my water bottles somewhere besides under the couch. And oh look, there's another hanger. Oh dear. I do love seeing Colt check out the crate. Soon you are going to be able to see the little container that I've put my water in. Basically, it's just a 1-gallon water bottle that I have cut part of the top off, and I can use it to collect water. And that is mostly how I use it. As you can see, the boys are going in and out of the crate in that location, and it stayed in that location for a few hours. And then I moved it because having that crate there pushed the love seat down, and it was too close to the door, I felt, the back door. I was still able to open the back door, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, it just shifted things and looked kind of funny. So I moved it next to the TV, and we're going to try that. And here I am with a Dasani bottle that apparently cannot go with the other water bottles. Why did I toss it that way? I do not know. It's not my fault. The store gave me a substitution. It's time to try and solve both the tray issue and the cart issue. I am just going to take everything off the tray, move it to the cart, and pull stuff off the cart that doesn't need to be there, that I haven't touched in ages. I am going to move the screen to the top level of the cart, and I'm just shifting everything else, trying to decide, am I keeping it? Am I not keeping it here? What am I doing? And honestly, I'm still not sure I know what I'm doing. I've piled way more stuff onto this cart than really should be there. I'm going to chip away at it in the next couple of days. I just got overwhelmed, and that happens sometimes. When it does, it's okay to delegate. In my case, I have to delegate to future me because I don't have someone else here to do it. So future me is going to pick up this task of weeding out further the stuff that is on this cart. I need to do a deep dive into why I need to have some things around me. And I know it's trauma-based. I know there have been times where I felt like people let me down, but my things never did. Being able to sift through some of the stuff on my cart, put it elsewhere, find a new home for it if I can. This will be a way to slowly release the grip on things, but I have to do it slowly. I have to do it at a pace that I feel comfortable with, not too anxious about. When I let go of things before I'm ready or push myself too hard, I can backslide, and sometimes that means I shop. Sometimes it means I want to hold stuff more tightly, and so I don't let go of as much as I might have otherwise. It's a process like everything else, and I am going to do my best to be kind to myself during the process. Not beat myself up over things that I am not ready to let go of yet. Be open to revisiting spots again so I can do more and a little more. I already see some things as I'm watching this that I can remove from the cart. I don't need quite this many decks in the cart. They can go into the spare bedroom. I don't need to have the tarot cloths there. I think one would be sufficient, and I could even move that to my purse so I have it with me. There have been a few times lately where it would have come in handy. It's better to use a cloth than to try and use a desk that you just ate your meal on. I wanted to show some of Colt's antics, because I want you to know why it's been harder for me to get videos up on time. Oh my goodness. He crawls all over me and really all over the keyboard. It's a struggle. I need to get my tinfoil out again, I guess, so that I can put it over the keyboard, but how am I supposed to do that and get work done? I don't know. There will be more training to come soon, but, money. We'll just keep working on it. And I am going to keep on working on clearing this space. Look at him though, he's so cute. It is really touching how well he has just warmed up to me. And he warms up to other people. It's slow, but he is more inquisitive and retreats less than he used to. I mean, he still will, but he's coming along. He's coming along just like I am. Just like I am. And look at me messing with more cords. Alright, so I am getting this shifted out of the way. And now it is time to move to a different area of the living room. Since we've added one nice little pink touch to my room, let's add this one too. I'm going to use this as my throw on my couch. It's very cozy and comfortable and so cute. All right, let's go ahead and look at these results. Here is my cluttered tray before. It's a bit of a mess, and here we are after. Did a bit of a reset of the room, cleaned it, got some new decor and some new items. Pretty happy with this. Very happy with this. Even though Colt has kind of taken over the stuffed little guy that is going to sit on the left of the couch. Now, there's one more thing. I just want to say how grateful I am to all of you. Here's another awkward angle, of course. I'm so grateful that you watch my channel, like my channel, comment on my channel, encourage me. I can't even tell you how much you all mean to me. And let's go ahead and peel away one more thing. My name is Mara. It's nice to meet you. And I can't wait to see what's ahead for all of us, because we've got more peeling to do and we're going to do it together. Thank you so much.